Hey there, everybody. I am Debbie Crowley from Expressively Deb, and welcome. So today, it's May, and May 1st, the Stampin' Up's new 2024-2025 annual catalog went live, and one of the product premieres that I really wanted to do as soon as I saw it in the pre-order was the Country Birdhouse Stampin' die set, which is in the Country Woods product suite. And I thought that I would share it with you. This is a really simple fun fold card that that actually has been around forever. But I really enjoyed putting this little birdhouse together, and I thought I would, again, I would share it with you. So here's the card we're going to make. It is your typical standard easel, simple easel card design, and a little writing layer on the inside. And this designer series paper is just gorgeous. So I will show you the stamp set. The product suite, actually, let's go to that first. It's the Country Woods. I could show you the catalog pictures. The Country Woods suite. And it really is a nice suite. There's a lot you can do with it. It's actually a mega suite. It's on page 40, pages 48 through 51 in the annual catalog. So the suite has 2 Stampin' die sets, as you can see here. I know my camera's a little low, so I will try to keep the actual photos in the camera view. So you have the stamp set and the matching dies for the Country Birdhouse bundle, and you have the Country Flowers bundle, which has lots of pretty little images, sentiments, very nice font, sentiment, very nice, what's the word I'm looking for? Well, the fonts are pretty, and the dies are lovely. I haven't used this one yet, but as I was putting the birdhouse together, I got a few ideas, so I'll be using that one. And then the designer series paper, for the Country Woods designer series paper, it's all like distressed, whitewashed wood, and really is beautiful. The colors are nice, very neutral, soft color palette, but it does pop. For a soft color palette, there's actually a lot of pop in there. And then the same thing with the Country Flower, I believe that's what it's called. I'm sorry, it's called Country Lace designer series paper. This coordinates, they have this well, actually the whole mega suite coordinates, but the Country Lace designer series paper would be nice for backgrounds for some of cards and projects that you might want to make using the Country Flowers bundle. So, and then there's a ribbon combo pack, an embossing folder, and some silver, or I think they're pewter gems. So that's the suite. It's a mega suite, 2-bundle suite, and I am using the Country Birdhouse bundle. Okay, so let's get started. Another thing that I'm using, which is a little bit of a premiere, is I am using the new color that was added to the color collection, Basic Beige. This is pretty. This is a beautiful neutral, but I'll tell you what, it really, I tried it with so many colors, as you can see, as you will see as I go on with putting the card together. And I'll tell you what, everything looks good with it. So I really enjoyed working with this. And the Basic Beige, I have my color swatches here. The Basic Beige is it can go with crumb cake. It's a little bit cooler, in my opinion, than crumb cake, but I like it with gray granite a lot. What's that? That's smoky slate, I think. Yeah, that's smoky slate. Okay, I like it with the gray granite. Isn't that a beautiful combination? They have the same sort of tone in it. Really pretty. It's darker than the Very Vanilla. And here it is. I know you've seen this with other videos, but here it is with the smoky slate. That's grayer, the smoky slate. And the basic gray. It's actually nice with the basic gray too. I like it with the basic gray. I like that contrast there on the colors. And then the early espresso. It's beautiful with the early espresso. So I like it with the early espresso and the gray granite as neutrals, but it is a beautiful color. The card base, my card base is 4 inches across, 11 inches down, and I scored it at 2 3/4 inches and 5.5 inches. So just fold in half at the 5.5 inch score line. I've already burnished this. Burnish. And then fold it in toward, fold the 2 3/4 inch score line in toward the center. And burnish the fold line. This little fold creates the easel base for the front of the card. If you can see, and get that in the camera that way. Okay, so that's the card base. But we will, and then I have 2 basic white layers, cardstock layers. One is going to go on the front. These are, I like a thin layer, so I always use them. And, but this layer is 3 7/8 inches across and 5 3/8 in length. And that will go on the front. And then the second one is exactly the same size, 3 7/8 by 5 3/8. That will go on the inside. So we'll start putting the layers together. And then we'll work on the birdhouse. So this layer, look at that, the pretty colors in the pattern paper. Isn't that pretty? The Country Woods Designer Series paper. It really is. And I was really going back and forth with using this one. And I probably will make a birdhouse using this one, this pattern. I actually die cut all the pieces to save time. But we're going to do the blue birdhouse. But I like this birdhouse as well. So either way. But this pattern paper piece is 3 3/4 inches by 5 1/4. And you need 2 of them. You need one for the inside of the card base and one for the outside. So this piece, I'm putting on the basic white layer, the pattern paper onto the basic white cardstock layer. And then I'm just attaching this to the inside of the card base. There we go. Okay, so this blue is going to show, okay, when we do the easel. Okay, so the second layer is the distressed wood look, and it has a little bit of basic beige. It has some, to me it looks like smoky slate mixed with misty moonlight. It does have that blue look in it, if you can see that. But I just thought it was beautiful. So this is going to go on to the other basic white cardstock layer. Okay, and then this will go on the front of the easel, the front of the easel portion of the card front. So right now I'm not going to attach that, so we'll just set that aside. But I want to work on the birdhouse because we have a lot of little pieces and parts to this. And these are all die cuts. So I die cut the birdhouse from the designer, directly from the designer series paper. I'm just going to ink up around the side of the birdhouse. And it just gives it a little bit of dimension. Just rub the sponge dauber along the edges. Get a little ink on there. It doesn't have to be a lot, because everything is so distressed. the look of the designer series paper, the look of the birdhouse. So but it does give it a little bit of a bounce. There, a lift. And when you do this, you could do this really on anything, on any kind of a card layer. But when you do it, it does give dimension without using dimensionals or foam squares, whatever you use. I'm going to try to get a little bit in here around the little birdhouse front door. Let's see. There we go. Okay. So see, it looks a little different. I like the way it looks. And it's a quick, easy technique, quick, easy process. Okay. So now, the first thing we're going to do on the birdhouse is put the, I already stamped, this is the little base that is also from the dies. The whole thing is adored, the whole set. You could do so much with it. I've gotten so many ideas. That's one thing that I've realized when I'm working with something new, a new bundle or suite. As I'm doing it, so many ideas come into my head. So if I get anything new, I'll share it with you now. Okay, so this gets attached to the bottom. This is the little birdhouse base. That is die cut with the basic beige cardstock. And see, I inked it around the edges as well. And I also stamped the happy birthday stamp with Misty Moonlight ink. Now, I'm gluing this down, but you can also use dimensionals. And then the little piece for the top, this is like the roof line piece. We're going to get that attached. It really is simple to put together. All of the dies are in the... you'll figure it out when you see the dies. These dies are this one, these little roof pieces. They're all together in the dies, and they're easy to die cut. And actually, what I did was I used small pieces of cardstock, and I used my mini for everything, including the birdhouse. It fits in the mini nicely. So that little mini, I'll tell you, Stampin', the mini Stampin' Cut emboss machine, it's my go-to. Okay, so now this is the rim. I hope my head's not in it, in the camera. And I just want to kind of work it into place here. But it fits perfectly on the corner of the, it's a little off here. I could see that. Yeah, if you make sure that little, there we go, that's good, that this corner top is aligned, this little top piece right here is aligned, it'll fall in exactly where it needs to. Okay, so I also outlined this piece, and this one I didn't do for whatever reason, but I'm going to do it now because I do like the look of it. This is the little filler. Oh, that goes in later. Okay, so then there's this little scalloped piece that fits in. It fits right in under here. I die cut this with white cardstock. I used the thick, basic white cardstock on that. And then they have a little matching stamp. So I went ahead and stamped it. Could see this at Christmas time for holidays. In like gingerbread, make a little gingerbread house out of it. I've got, like I said, when I was doing it, there's a lot running through my head of what I could do with this. But it is pretty. Of course, I'm using all the products that are in the suite. Because I just thought I think this one's going to be a very popular one. So if you like it, you know, don't hesitate. And because it really is going to be a popular one. Okay, this I'm going to ink up. Got my little sponge dauber here. and just put a little bit of, because I like the contrast. And look how nice the basic beige looks with Misty Moonlight. Really looks nice. It's the little birdhouse. I like the little definition there. So now I cut a square, and I actually got this idea from Linda Heller. She's another Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and she did the birdhouse, and she actually gave me this idea. So there's a little hole here for the birdhouse. There's a die that you cut the hole for the little bird's front door, and on the back, so that, because if you put this on the card front, you'd have an open birdhouse. So, you know, and to me, it's fun. It looks beautiful, but I liked her idea of using dimensionals, and I thought I pulled them here. Wait a minute. And so that we can put it on the back of the birdhouse with dimensionals. And it gives the appearance of a little cozy little door. Let's see. I don't want to go overboard, so we'll keep it at that. Tomorrow. Okay, so here I'm just putting this over the dimensionals, and it doesn't matter how you put it down. But when it does matter. Be careful that you don't go off the side of your birdhouse. We'll just snip that off. Okay, so here we go. Doesn't that look cute? I thought that looked so cute, and I like the little inking around the little front door there. Okay, so now the dies give you another. This is his little perch. It's a little tiny circle, and that's another die cut. The dies in the set, they thought of every little detail, so that is cute, and we'll get that on with just a dot of glue. Make sure that's even. Okay. And I think our birdhouse is coming along nicely. Then you have some flowers. The first thing I'm going to do is put the bird on. Now, I stamped him with smoky slate. No, I'm sorry. Basic gray. I used basic gray ink to stamp the bird, and I colored him with my Daffodil Delight blends, the dark and the light. So he is going to be right about here. Or maybe I'll bring him in a little closer. Okay, so he's on there. And then you get flowers and a little holder for the birdhouse. So I cut a bunch of colors because I didn't know what color I wanted to do this. So I do love the blue and yellow color combination. But I wanted to put a little bit, see here I used yellow, I used Daffodil Delight and Petal Pink, and then I used the new Summer Splash cardstock for the leaves. Should have used my tweezers on this. So we're just going to bring this like this. And then these are the little leaves. They give you lots of little, about 4. I think there are 4 little leaf dies in the die set. And which are very nice. They're cute, little accent leaves. It really doesn't matter how you place these. You just, because we're going to cover that up with flower, with the flower stem. Okay, this I'm going to just spread apart a little bit. Okay. And now, I like the pretty pink with it, just as a little offset. And I think I'm going to go with the, I don't know if the pretty pink and the Daffodil Delight, or the pretty pink, or the Calypso Coral is nice with it too. Let's go with the Calypso Coral. I like it. I like it. And I also had a Melon Mambo. The Melon Mambo looks pretty. Oh, that's bright. That's pretty. I'm going to go with the Melon Mambo. I like it. See, this is what I did. I cut a bunch because I couldn't decide what color I wanted. Then I thought about, oh, just keep it all yellow. So in the new catalog, Stampin' Up! Has a color wheel. And the Summer Splash, which is the leaf color, and let me just get this up here. The Summer Splash, which is the leaf color, and the Calypso Coral are complementary colors on the color wheel. They're opposite on the color wheel. So they would naturally go. And then, but the Melon Mambo is not far away. So that would work as well. And I do use the Color Coach. I use it often when I'm in doubt about colors. I do like the Melon Mambo with it, though. I like the Melon Mambo with that Summer Splash. It just pops it, but they say not to use too many colors. Okay, and then this goes on the top. I just put a little dot of glue in the center of this little die-cut bow, and then that stays on the top. And this is actually a hanger. There's also a stamp that looks like a chain hanger that you can use. Okay. And I believe there's a die cut for it as well. So now we're ready. The birdhouse is finished. And we're ready to put the front panel on. So we already attached the layers. And what we're going to do is to put this front panel on the card front is just put glue on the bottom portion of this card base, the front of the card base. See how I'm doing this? I'm just making a square only in the bottom part of this fold, this 2 3/4 inch score line, okay, which is the bottom portion of the front of the card base. And then we're going to attach the layer to the front as we would any other card layer. But it's only going to stick to the bottom because that's what's going to form the easel, okay? And then the birdhouse is ready to go on, and we're going to put him right in the center. So I use the dimensionals on, now I just had them. Where'd they go? Here they are. On the birdhouse, I'm sorry. So you see I have the dimensionals on this back piece. So what I'm going to do is put some dimensionals. Actually, I could use these scraps. Put some dimensionals around that piece. I'm looking at all the colors of the flowers from the back of this birdhouse. I just couldn't make up my mind. And then my brain starts to kick in when I'm actually working on the project. Okay. So now we're going to put him this little tie at the top. We're going to snip that. So we're going to put him up about, I would say 3/4 of an inch. Let me just lay that there to make sure we're even. I think we're too much on one side here. Let's see. About 3/4 of an inch from the bottom of the pretty, isn't it? It's colorful. Okay, and then what I'm going to do here, now on this one, I did try a piece of Stampin' Seal on the back, if you can see that. And I just flipped it over, but the Stampin' Seal stuck it to this. Of course, I wasn't thinking. So stuck it to the top of the card base. So I'm going to put a little tiny dot of glue there. There we go. And just flip it over. Hold it for a minute. I want to make sure it's straight in the front. Okay. And I'll just snip. You're really not going to see this in the back. Okay. And that is the front of the card. Now, easel stop, I'm going to put on the card with just a couple of dimensionals. So this is a really easy design. Make a few of your cut your layers, match up your pattern paper layers to your card front, and your birdhouse. Everything else is pretty much die cut. So I'm going to go with this one, maybe about an inch, maybe an inch and a quarter up from the bottom, if that is centered. There we go. And straight. I think it's a little bit down on this side. There we go. Okay. So there's the easel. And then I have the writing layer that I stamped. So you can make the top portion of the easel, the inside, a writing layer if you choose. I thought about putting maybe a white circle here, but I thought I would just leave it with, because the pattern paper is so pretty, this distressed pattern paper. So for the design of this fun fold, this easel card, you need another basic white layer. All of this is going to be on a PDF tutorial, which will be linked below in the description box, and also you'll be able to access it from my blog post, which I'm hoping will go up tomorrow, Friday. So this basic white card layer is 3 7/8 across and 2 5/8 in length. And that just goes there. And I stamped it with one of the sentiments from the Country Birdhouse stamp set. And it's so pretty. It's happy birthday, hoping you have the best day ever. And it's a mixed font. That's what I was trying to say before. Mixed font. That didn't want to come to me, but that's okay. All right, so here we go. And just want to get the die back in there. These are the dies. And the birdhouse die is this is the way. So you have all of the dies here. And this is actually a stand. So if you didn't want to hang the birdhouse from the little ribbon, you can put it on a stand, die cut, and hang it up and stand it up on a stand, which I think is cute. And here are all the little flowers. And then the stamps have... there's flower stamps, the bird. Here's a little splatter stamp. Lots. This is a fun set. Okay, so there we go. And since I have some extra flowers, I'm going to just attach them here just as quickly. Okay. We'll just put them on the inside here. You can even use this as a little... you can even use this piece as a little, now see, this idea just came to me, a flower box, and put the flowers inside. Crazy, right? The things you think of. So we are finished. And what do you think? It's pretty, right? And I kind of, what's going on here? I didn't glue this in. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. It's okay. My flowers got in, right? Let's see. Okay. Now, if you like a larger surface to write, you know, possibly write a handmade note, you could put 2, and you'll have plenty of 2 white layers on each panel, and you'll have plenty of space to do that. But this is it. This is our second little birdhouse, and I like it. I think it's adorable. I love this paper, the Misty Moonlight. My lighting is very bright. Let's see if you could get more of the Misty Moonlight. But it's a nice contrast to the, there we go. So that's one. And then this was the sample I made. So I don't think this needs, this one I put a couple of dots here, but I think we've got enough color and enough, this is jazzy enough with my little flower garden there. So, simple, quick, easy design, and I thought the easel card really showed off this bundle nicely. So that's it. If you have any questions, you can reach out to me as always, and I will respond. And I hope you enjoyed this video today. I hope to be back with more product premiere videos for you. Have a wonderful day, and remember to express your creativity, and the only limitation is your imagination. Thanks for stopping by.